Yeah, thanks for being here. We had a tough week. There's no other way to cut it. But I'm just really impressed with this group. We came in and we probably had one of the best practices we've had all fall. And I mean, that tells you where this team is at, and they're hungry. I think it was a little humbling to go down 0-2 at Reno, and the team fought, and they did everything we asked. We needed to increase the service pressure. We did that. We needed to dig a few more balls in transition. We did that. We need to get a few more kills down the stretch. We did that. And just a couple plays at the end, 16-18 in the fifth, decides who walks out of there after a 3-hour match with their heads up and who walks out of there pretty disappointed. And it was us. And I shouldn't use that reference, but the reality was I told my team, you don't get to walk out of here hanging your heads. You guys battled your butts off, and it turns out we just didn't quite make the plays at the very end of the set that got us to where we would want to be. And so they came in yesterday ready to go. I think we're working through this lineup. We're working through some of the challenges that we've seen, and so I'm excited for them. They're excited to be back on the court. There's no hanging their heads. There's no poor me attitude going on. It's kind of this. We talked a lot about NBD, that we're never going to back down. That it doesn't matter what the score is. We are never backing down, and our team's bought into that. And it's soul crushing to walk out of there after a 3-hour just gauntlet of a match with just coming up 2 plays short. But at the end of the day, that's volleyball, and we have to go get better from that. We've got to learn from that. And I thought they did a great job yesterday in training, and I'm excited to see today. As we told them yesterday at the end of practice, hey, this practice means nothing if tomorrow's not better than it. And so my focus is on winning today's practice, and that's it. And I think if we do that, then we can rest assured that we are doing our jobs to prepare as well as we can.
You mentioned the players responded well. How have you responded and your staff responded? I know you're a mad scientist when it comes to the analytics of it, and you crunch so many things. Is one of these things you try to simplify things for yourself?
Yeah, we do. We try to look in just different categories of like statistical kind of benchmarks and say, okay, we know we want to serve at this percent, we want to pass at this percent, we want to defend at this percent, and there's a couple of things that are taking place in transition. So in longer rallies where we're coming up a little bit short from our opponents, and I think that's been a focus of ours, is hey, how do we stay a little bit cleaner on the offensive end later into those transition rallies when the ball's crossing 2, 3, 4 times across the net. We're taking some more roll shots, and our opponents are taking big rips at it. And so yesterday's practice, a theme for us was bro mentality, big rips only. So we're going to go bro every single chance we have. We're going to big rip only on those balls. And so it was a fun twist to the practice, and it was fun to watch them get after it. So.
Can you just talk about the 2 teams you're going to be playing this week and kind of the opportunity to bounce back against them?
Absolutely, and that's exactly the key word is bounce back. And San Diego State's coming in. They've got they're in a 6-2 offense, kind of similar to a lot of teams we've been playing. So you have 3 attackers coming at you at all the time, and they're well coached. They're disciplined defenders, and what we're noticing is there's some opportunities for us on the service end. So for us to go generate points with tough serving, and so we know that's going to be the same deal going into the Fresno match, and that's a really tight turnaround. So we'll finish playing somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock, and we'll be at the airport by 4 a.m., and we'll be training there by 2 p.m., and we'll play again at noon local time. So it's a really tight turnaround for us, and it's going to be a great test.
Coach, you mentioned the lineup. Are you just working with some different lineup combinations, or?
Yeah, I think the reality is we've just had some personnel shifting, and we just had some players emerging, which is always a great sign in the middle of a season, especially in the month of October. Month of October can be a tricky time for volleyball seasons for sure. And so as we're working through those lineups, it's this reality of, okay, who can get the job done at 14-14, because that's what it's coming down to. We're coming down to playing 5 sets in most of our matches now, and so who can get the job done at 14-14, and so we're working through that.
You kind of just going, game by game, see who has the hot hand on any given night?
I try to be a little more disciplined for myself than just kind of catching one-off plays. But the reality is we stat everything in training, and so and I tell them that, hey, you will earn the right to play on Thursday night or on Saturday afternoon or whatever the case is, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and so we put a big priority on those stats and kind of where people are at, and also kind of as you mentioned, there is a kind of a gut feeling. Hey, is this player ready? Even though her stats might not have been great, is this player ready to go? And she ready to go let it rip this weekend. So that's where we look at it.
Saw Kate hit some milestones recently. What you've seen out of her this season?
Yeah, she's embodying the NBD. She's never backing down. She had 26 points in a 5-set match. That's just a little over 5 points a set, and so she's carrying a huge offensive load. She's receiving. She's now in our primary receive line, and so when they're coming at us with these great serves, she's having to back down the server, and she's having to go kind of put up good hittable, good settable passes, and so she's having to do it all, and she's having to go back to the service line and go put it on the opponent. So I mean, she's now top 10 in career kills, and I think the chance for her to be in the top 7, top 8 by the end of the season is very likely, and so we're excited to see where she can go.